Hello everyone, friends of the Barça Hoy channel. Welcome on this Saturday. We're here for the preview of the match with the starting 11. Hansi Flick's potential lineup for the match. We have a game tomorrow that's going to be crazy. And I ask you to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave me a comment. Which starting 11 do you think Hansi Flick will line up against Sevilla? I think this is one of the hardest videos to get right. I'm talking about the starting 11. We're not dealing with one of the most complicated 11s to analyze because we're extremely tired. I already mentioned that yesterday in the Barça news video. And I think that looking at the schedule, tomorrow Sunday, we have the match against Sevilla. And on Wednesday, we play for everything in the Champions League against Newcastle. Therefore, keep in mind that Barça will have to make rotations. And I'm going to try to guess which 11 we'll put out in this big match. By the way, the last few times we faced Sevilla have been very different. Just look at the variety of scores. For example, it was a surprise. In the first leg at Sevilla Stadium, they beat us 4-1. There we have the score 4-1. On a day when Barça played terribly, we were going through a bad streak and Sevilla took advantage of it. 4-1, we lost, and I think it's time for a comeback, right? Although Sevilla already got their revenge, or rather, on us. Because last season, in the last match, Barça had actually beaten them 4-1. And as you can see, Sevilla did it to us this year. But well, that's how it is. 5-1 for Barça, 2-1 for Barça, and 1-0 for Barça. That is, in the last 5 matches, 1 win for Sevilla and 4 big wins for Barça, except for that 2-1 in the 23-24 season. I think Barça is the favorite. Sevilla comes in 13th on the table. Barça is the leader. And they want to stay there, of course, depending on what Real Madrid does tonight against Elche. They're the leader, trying to get the biggest possible points difference over Real Madrid.
And to reward your loyalty, we're bringing you once again the giveaway from the Big Up website. You can win this amazing jersey for just €2, 60 or $3. It's basically a gift because Barça Hoy wants to give you something. So how can you get it? Well, we just need to reach 130 predictions for this weekend's match. This Fermin jersey can be yours, as I said, for the price I just mentioned, which, as I said, is truly a gift. How can you get it? Well, it's very easy. You just go to the link I'm going to leave in this video. You go there and you'll see this screen, the Big Up prediction screen, Barça Sevilla. For example, I put that Dani Olmo won't have 2 shots on target and that Sevilla will score at least 1 goal. That is, Barça can win the match, but Sevilla can also score a goal. So these are my predictions. I hope you leave yours too. Every week, we're practically giving away a jersey, and this weekend, you could be the winner. You enter a raffle just by participating for $25,000 that the platform is giving away. It's crazy. So don't forget to click the link I left in the description and leave your predictions. Let's continue with the video.
So, let's see, everyone, what lineups do they give us for the match? By the way, let me tell you here that Matias Almeida, the coach of Sevilla, got a 7-match ban. The Argentine coach was given a 7-match suspension, which, by the way, was reduced yesterday. He has already served several, 4 in fact, so in the end it will be 6. And he won't be sitting on the bench at Camp Nou. Let's look now at the absences. We see that Sevilla has Salas, Peque, and Marcao here. Injured for Barça: Balde, Christensen, Frenkie, Koundé, Gavi, already recovered and included in the squad, and Eric Garcia, also in the squad. Look, here we have the possible starting 11. I'm going to make myself small so I don't block your view, folks. I'm going to put my camera here, a little smaller, live, and I'll place myself over here. Look, I'm going to tell you the starting 11 that's being talked about in practically all the media by Barça. There we have John Garcia as goalkeeper, Xavi Spar on the right, Cancelo on the left, centre-backs Gerard Martin and Pau Cubarsí. Midfield, Casado and Pedri. Dani Olmo as attacking midfielder, Lamine Yamal and Rafinha on the wings, and Ferran Torres up front. This is the lineup that's being rumored in all the media. For Sevilla, Vlachodimos, the Greek goalkeeper in goal, with Juanlu, Nianzou, Nemanja Gudelj, Azpilicueta, and Suazo in defense. That is a line of 5 players. Then a double pivot with Mendy and Agoumé. 2 attacking midfielders with Djibril Sow and Suso. The Sevilla youth player or Alexis Sanchez are in doubt. And up front, Acuna, Adams, or I think the talented Isaac Romero could also play. This is a possible lineup, but folks, I think Barça is going to play with the following lineup, which I'm going to tell you right away. This is the key moment. Attention, this is Barca's starting 11 today. John Garcia in goal, just as it appears on the screen on the right. I think he's going to make his starting debut at Camp Nou. Watch out, in La Liga, Xavi Spar will be the right back. On the opposite side on the left, I think and believe that we'll see Joao Cancelo again too. And now, as for the center-back pair, I think they're going to play. It's my point of view. Araujo and Cubarsí, I think Gerard Martin will rest at first. Although here they say that Cubarsí has more chances than Gerard Martin, I think the defense will be Araujo Cubarsí. In the midfield, I think we'll definitely see Casado, and I have a lot of doubts because I think Pedri will play one of the two halves, either the first half or the second. I think that from the start, it might make a lot of sense for Pedri to play, and then in the second half, take him off to give him some rest. Thinking about Newcastle and making sure to secure the match. First of all, but ladies and gentlemen, I wouldn't be surprised if Pedri doesn't start and Marc Bernal comes in and does the same thing. Therefore, I'm going to take a risk, and I think it will be Casado and Pedri as starters in midfield. Then, Dani Olmo will join them as an attacking midfielder. I agree with this full fantasy website. On the right, I think, folks, that the one who will start and pay attention to this new development is Rooney Bargji. I think that Lamine Yamal will stay on the bench, and on the opposite wing, I also think Marcus Rashford will play, and up front, Ferran Torres. Therefore, my final lineup would be John Garcia, Xavi Spar, Araujo, Cubarsí Cancelo, Pedri Casado Dani Olmo, and up front, Rooney Bargji. Rafinha is off the bench. Did you know that? On the left would be Marcus Rashford, and up front, Ferran Torres. I think it's a good team. Time for Rafinha, Lewandowski, and Lamine Yamal to rest. Bernal would rest at the start. Pedri would rest in the second half. Fermin would also be fresh and would rest as well. In this sense, Gerard Martin, Cubarsí, I'd take them off in the second half and rotate players. Therefore, we start the match with many changes. But I think that up front, Lamine Yamal has to rest, no matter what. Rafinha too, Fermin Lopez as well, very important. And Marc Bernal, those are key players who need to rest in this match. Pedri has to be there for the team to function. And from there, in the second half, when the match is under control, I think Pedri will come off. Marc Bernal or Fermin will come in, and Pedri will also play about 60 or 65 minutes so he doesn't get too tired either. For Wednesday, that's when Barca will also have to give their all and play a great match. That's how I think the match will go, and that's also how I think this lineup will be to face Sevilla. Tell me what you think, leave it in the comments, and smash the like button. See you tomorrow with the preview, very early. Remember to set your alarm if you're in the United States or another part of the world, because, well, the match is played very early at 4:15 Spanish time. Barça yesterday, today always.